Worth. Joining me on set, Newsmax's Morgan Thompson. Good morning, Morgan. How you doing?
Thank you. Great to be here. We've got an exciting morning today.
Yeah, really interested in this conversation, too, with Ambassador Flynn. Fascinating discussion about the state of the Catholic Church. And let's first get into it a little bit, Ambassador Flynn. The Catholic Church seems to be losing Latin American Catholics. According to a new poll, Latin Americans born into Roman Catholic families have left the faith for Protestant churches, while others have dropped the religion altogether. And Ambassador Flynn, Latin America is once a stronghold for the faith. Does this exodus come as a shock to you?
Yeah, it does, because of the fact that the Latino people that I know are very, very strongly Catholic. I used to go to many churches where even the Latin Mass was celebrated, and people from Central and Latin America were there, and they were strong Catholics. This is the way it is around here. I don't know anything about the polls, but I can tell you here in Boston, the Latino Church, the Catholic Church, is very, very strong.
So now, Ambassador, we have a much more progressive Pope than we've ever seen before, but we still are seeing Catholics go to more, inclusive religions, if you will. What do you think the Catholic leaders need to do to retain their members?
Well, the media, the national media, is really dragging them into these debates that the national media wants to talk about. Certainly issues like contraception is important, but does it match the same issue we just talked about the extermination of Christians throughout the world because they refuse to reject their Christian faith and their values and their principles and their beliefs? I mean, that's a uniting issue. That brings people of all political persuasions, religious persuasions together. That reflects American values. That's what brings people together. Yes, that would even bring the Christian communities together, evangelicals and liberal Catholics. So, they have to start talking and acting on issues of common ground, issues that unite people. That's what good political leaders do. Bring people together. And that's what religious leaders should do. You don't have to compromise your values on your cherished traditional principles, but bring people together on those issues that unite Catholics, unite Christians throughout the world. My heavens, if this persecution of Christians doesn't unite Christians throughout the world, then, I don't really have much hope for anything. But I happen to agree that this is a uniting issue, and this is what the Pope, the bishops, regardless of where they come from, regardless of what they think politically, and regardless of what party you are here in the United States, this is a united issue that can bring people together.
Ambassador Flynn, let's switch gears just a little bit. The Pope has expressed some different views on marriage and homosexuality that we've normally seen from the Vatican. Now, how are American bishops right now dealing with those views? You get a chance to talk to them. Just tell us a little bit of what they're saying about the Pope.
Well, they're like Americans in many respects. They're all over the lot. They have differences of opinion. You listen to Cardinal Raymond Burke, you get one opinion. You listen to Cardinal Tim Dolan, you get another opinion, and Sean O'Malley. And yes, there's always going to be differences of opinion, but in the final analysis, it makes the church stronger, I believe. It makes any organization stronger that has an open dialogue, an open discussion. In the final analysis, it's going to be the Holy Father. It's going to be the Pope. He's the leader of the Roman Catholic Church. It's his decision that is going to prevail. But in the meantime, there is nothing wrong with bringing people to the table, letting them express themselves, inviting them into the discussion, respect what they have to say. That doesn't mean, however, that you have to change the traditional teachings of the Catholic Church. We're talking about openness. We're not talking about structural change and reforms that will divide and drive Catholics away from the values that they believe, the cherished values that Catholics believe in, the family, the sanctity of the family, life. All those issues are still the top issues of the Catholic Church, and they will not change.
Now, Ambassador, you've been talking a lot about uniting Christians, all types of Christians. And do you think that the situation in Iraq and Syria will help to unite Christians as a whole?
Yeah, it really takes more than praying, and I have a great deal of respect for praying. It takes political leadership. And it needs to. You need to bring people together. I mean, what would happen if you had a world summit Where would it be? Maybe the Vatican. Maybe it'd be at the White House or at the United Nations. And you brought all these religious leaders and you brought all the political leaders together who are united in this cause of stamping out religious persecution. Make this a unified world effort. And draw this attention to this issue. No other issue. Let's solve this issue first, and then we can move on to these other issues. When I go to the baseball game, I really don't care what kind of popcorn they serve. I want to see the game on the field.
Yeah. We know you want to see your Red Sox.
The game on the field. I want to see a united effort to end persecution in the United States.
So not just Christians, all religions.
Yeah, we echo that. Thank you very much, Mayor Flynn. We're coming right back.